YouTube, whatever time of day it is, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. I was going to make this video, well I still am going to make this, I don't know why I use the past tense. I'm going to make this video on FI and the trials and tribulations one faces when it is in your dominant position. So I'm sure this will go down a hit with the INFP community because we love to talk about ourselves. So sorry, that was a bit below the belt. Right, okay, let's go. I'm going to start, right, okay. FI as a function is thoughtful, deliberate, and fuck off. I'm not talking to you, it's just a notification. Thoughtful, deliberate, and measured. It is concerned with perceiving problems from a moral stance. That means, is it beautiful? Is it ethical? Is it good? That is probably the most important one. Is it good? Now, it's quite hard to describe because FI is a very holistic function, like as opposed to like something like TI, which is very much like logical inconsistency, computer says no kind of shit. FI is much broader and more expansive and more imaginative in my mind anyway. Well, you know, my FI mind, so that makes perfect sense. But it's also incredibly nuanced as well as being holistic, which is why a lot of INFP's work is classed as intensely personal yet universal, which is a good thing. The problem arises when that piercing discernment used on problems in the outside world is flipped inwards, okay? When it's flipped inwards into the realm of thoughts and internal expressions, or impressions, sorry, and it kind of looks like this. Okay, so I'll be a thought of mine. Wow, that person looks like real shit today. FI. What? How the fuck could you say that? You don't know what they've gone through. We should not judge people by their looks. It should be on their personality. Jesus Christ. Me. Well, I'm really not happy with you. And so on and so forth. And it creates this kind of horrible, like, tumbleweed, and it gathers momentum, and it's all just like bleh and like horribleness, and it goes down and down and down, gathering more and more shit until you start to believe you are the tumbleweed. And what I mean by that is, because the way an INFP's functions work, you have FI up here and then you have SI down here. You have dominant and tertiary. So whatever your dominant is feeling, and you've put yourself in this position, remember the analogy, you made yourself feel shit, you've judged yourself, so you are on this wavelength, imagine. Your SI comes and matches its... What? Sorry. My Enneagram 8 sister just burst in like, what are you doing? And I was just like, making a video. I'm scared she's gonna come back. I can hear her singing. Anyway, yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, your SI is going to match whatever your FI feels. And what SI does, as you know, is kind of like a really expansive memory. What it does is it sees the emotional state you're in now and matches it with everything from your data bank, everything in the past that has matched that feeling. So every time you felt bad about yourself, your SI is going to bring it up and it's going to match. It's going to put it on the same level. So, okay, this is what your brain's going to look like. It's going to look like a whole mess of like contradictions, and then on top of that your FI is going to judge you even more, and it's going to go on and on and on and on. It sounds really depressing because it fucking is. However, you can combat this, and the way I do it, I kind of try and employ like Buddhist techniques, and I think that's a really great philosophy to undertake if you're an INFP, certainly. It's kind of just self-compassion is a huge one. Like, give yourself a break, for God's sake, right? Okay, so you have that thought, back to the scenario, that person looks really shit. They may well do. That's okay. Self-acceptance is what you need. And even if FI does act up, you just go, potato, potato. That's just something you've got to deal with, unfortunately. Every type has their own downfalls, and this just happens to be yours. But remember, whatever thought you have, that's not significant in the big run. Like, that thought really doesn't say a great deal about who you are on the inside. It's true. I have a really red glow because of my was going to show you it. Lava lamp. I left it on all night, so it's scalding hot and I burned myself. But yeah, employ a sense of compassion. Know that you are okay, because you are. You are. I didn't just wink at the camera. You imagined that. I'm gonna go now anyway. Lovely to talk to you guys. See you later. Bye bye.